Alright, so in this next video we're just going to keep visualizing data by finding solution points. So I have a couple more of equations. We'll just practice the idea of getting comfortable with just putting whatever you want in for x and then using the equation to solve for y, or vice versa. You can put some number in for y and solve for x. That together creates an ordered pair. We create three ordered pairs as solution points, and we should be able to graph on a grid and see all of the solution points, solve the equation. So again, we organize ourselves by putting ourselves in a table, right, an XY table, and you begin by putting whatever you want in for x or whatever you want in for y. So how about for x, why don't I put in a -5, right? Negative or positive, anything you want. So when I put that value into the equation, all right, we now can solve this equation using our equation solving skills for y. This is -10. We'll add 10 to both sides and get -5y = 20. Divide both sides by -5 and we get y = -4. So we now have generated a solution point to that equation. When x is -5 and y is -4, we get a true statement. Finding another solution point, again, you can let whatever you want. How about we let y be a +4? Right, see what happens with that. So if I let y be a +4, we get 2x minus 5 times 4 equals 10. This is 2x minus 20 equals 10. Add 20 to both sides, and we get 2x = 30. Divide both sides by 2, and we get x = 15. So we've just generated another ordered pair. 15, 4, right, is another solution point to this equation. And we can just keep moving forward. As I told you guys on quizzes, I'd like you guys to do at least 3 points, because putting 2 points together is kind of easy, but establishing 3 points in one line, that takes talent, and so we'll be able to know we're on the right track. So how about let's go back to x. I got -5 and 15, so how about we put a +5 in there? See what happens when we let x = +5. So when x is equal to 5, I plug it into my equation, and we can now solve it for y. So we get a 10 minus 5y = 10. Subtract 10 from both sides, we get -5y = 0. And to solve for y, I would divide both sides by -5, and we get y = 0. So my ordered pair is the point 5, 0. And so now that I've established 3 points, I'll go to my grid and I'll start graphing these points. And there's a little off on my grid there. But one of our points is x is -5 and y is -4. So I'm in my work, but there's one of our data points. Another one, we're at 15, 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then we're a +4. Alright, so there's the other one. And again, you can see these 2 points lining up, but if we can get this third point to line up, we know we're on the right track. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 0. And you'll notice that all 3 data points lie on the same line. So our solution, right, we're looking at we're visualizing all the solutions to 2x minus 5y = 10. So we finished graphing that using our point plotting technique. In the second one, I created more of a challenge because we're starting off with fractions. But recall what we can do when we see an equation with fractions, we can take advantage of our LCD and we can clear them. So in this case, I believe the LCD is 12. So if I first begin by multiplying both sides by 12 and putting that over 1, distributing over here, we get 6x plus 4y, and I think on this side we get 3. So I'd much rather do my point plotting with that than with all those crazy fractions. So that's what we can do. So establishing some points. Let's let x equal something small like 2. Right, so we get 6 times 2 plus 4y = 3. And we get 12 plus 4y = 3. Subtract 12 from both sides. we get 4y equals negative 9. Divide by 4. And we get a fraction, but that's our answer, right? Negative 9/4, which I believe is like negative 2 1/4. So there's one of our data points. All right, 2 and negative 9/4. Again, letting x or y be whatever we want. How about this time we let y equal to 2? See what happens there. So we get 6x plus 4 times 2 equals 3. 6x plus 8 equals 3. Subtract 8 from both sides, and we get 6x equals negative 5. Divide both sides by 6, and there's our values. Right? So again, it's not a pretty value, but it's a value. So negative 5/6, comma 2 is a solution point. And again, I'll always ask you guys for 3, so let's find one more. How about we let, why don't we let x be negative 2 this time? All right, so 6 times negative 2 plus 4y equals 3. We get a negative 12 plus 4y equals 3. And we'll add 12 to both sides and get 4y equals 15. Divide by 4, and we get 15/4. Okay, which is roughly like what, 3 3/4. So there you go. So point plotting 101. So in this case, things were a little tougher. We started with fractions. I cleared them, and then once I cleared them, I just plugged in points. Let x be 2 and see what happens. Let y be 2, and I let x equal negative 2. Again, you can let them be whatever you want. Don't get too stuck on trying to find the right value. They all work. They're all going to generate solution points. So now that I have my ordered pairs, let's go to our grid. Let's find all the solutions by looking at the graph. So we're looking at x equals to 2, and the corresponding y value is negative 2 and about 1/4. So how about we put it about right there? Okay, that's good enough for government work. And then negative 5, 6, and 2. Well, negative 5, 6 isn't quite 1. Excuse me, we're on the negative side, and the corresponding y value is 2. So that puts us right here. Give and take, right? And again, we can see that the 2 points are lining up. Let's see if this third point lines up. So when x is negative 2, the corresponding y value is 1, 2, 3, and about 3/4, which puts us about right there. And that tells me we're on the right track, because I notice that all my data, my ordered pairs, are lining up. So where are all the rest of the solutions to that graph? They're all along that line. So every ordered pair that is on that line solves that crazy equation. All right, and so there's graphing. In a nutshell, it's by point plotting. It's a skill that works all the time. As we work through Chapter 3, we'll learn some more techniques that'll make it a little easier. But this idea works for all equations that you'll ever see for the rest of your math careers. Job well done. If you need help, please reach out for emails, jump on Canvas, or request a Google Meet time. See you guys later.